coast to coast, it's your hosts, the Lombardi Leap and Mersey FB. This is Beyond the Frozen Tundra.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Blaine, here with Matt on another episode of Beyond the Frozen Tundra. And, I think we're kind of at the point where we need to take a look at the roster again and see kind of what's going on here. What are we comfortable with? Where do we think that the weakest link potentially is? And I know that a lot of the NFL pundits out there have their thoughts, and we have ours.
We're to tell them they're all wrong.
That is exactly what
we're
right.
There's definitely rooms that are weaker than others. Like, I'm sure you have people who you think are like under the radar a little bit. The same with me. Rooms we're more confident in than others. So
yeah. And I think that when it comes to like where the pundits are, they seem less confident in certain areas where we're more confident in, just because we like guys in that room a little bit more than I feel like the NFL pundits do. And I think that there is another room that maybe we aren't asking enough questions about. And we'll take a look at the offensive side of the ball specifically here. I mean,
jumping right into
obviously,
the offense.
Yeah, like right off the bat, I know that like there's been people saying, "Oh, the Packers should trade for Brandon Ayuk," or who was another wide receiver that was out there?
Are we on the same timeline?
I know.
He's still like playing football? Have we figured that out?
True. I'm pretty sure he's somewhere speeding right now.
Yeah. Who's the other? Maybe DK. His name has been floated in trade conversations. I don't know.
DK again recently? Really?
AJ Brown probably could have been.
Oh, AJ Brown was another one.
Yeah.
They'd casually mentioned. And like to a point, I've had my issues with Romeo Doubs in terms of how he was used. I'm happy he got paid by the Patriots. Good for him. I'm glad he's there. A lot of people were like, "Oh, they lost Romeo Doubs and they traded away Dontavian Wicks to the Eagles. What does that mean for their wide receiver room?" And to their point, I will give credit to an idea when it comes to Christian Watson. I mean, the ACL injury, that's a freak thing, okay? It's not like he re-injured his hamstring again. He was healthy the rest of the season. I think he's turned a corner there. But I understand why people on the outside would look at this wide receiver room and see Christian Watson and be like, okay, Jaden Reed was pretty banged up last year. Matthew Golden didn't perform up to what they thought their expectations are. I mean, you and I can talk about that as well.
Oh, you can.
That's
for
just
sure.
the way. Yeah. I mean, well, that's just the way the Packers do things. I mean, you look at what happened with Devontae Adams. Everybody after his first year, they were calling him Drop-Tay Adams. Packers fans were done with Devontae Adams, and he goes on to become one of the best wide receivers we've ever had in Packers history. So, like, patience is warranted. And again, it is just how the Packers play their wide receivers. Very rarely is a rookie wide receiver, as fond as I am of them, going to come in and put up 1,000 yards right away. That just doesn't happen in Green Bay.
Yeah, their process is
very rare.
Different for sure. You get, like, when you look at Watson, seems to have put the health issues behind him. Thankfully, the only time he missed a significant amount of games was when he popped his shoulder this season. Like once he came back from the ACL injury, the only time he missed games
he
was
landed
when he
on it. Yeah,
like quote unquote dislocated his shoulder in Denver. Secondly,
bad game.
Jaden Reed again, like freak injury, broke his collarbone week 2,
and his foot injury.
Oh yeah, and his foot injury. But you can for sure be injury like conscious and concerned when it's more of just like nagging hamstring injuries. That's more of the problem than just like one-off soft tissue injuries, similar to like conversations happening around Jordan Tyson. Like the only injury that scared me with Jordan Tyson was the like hamstring issue. That was it. So
yeah, and I think you have to look at it from a perspective of, okay, are they soft tissue injuries? Are they just freak?
But even some soft tissue injuries could be like freak injuries. Like blowing all 3 of your knee ligaments out on a dirty hit is a freak injury. It's not like a nagging problem. Where
Yeah.
hamstrings can be the nagging problem, i.e. Marshawn Lloyd.
Context is, I almost forgot about that. But yeah, context is definitely key when it comes to injuries. And I think there needs to be a lot of context here. Like Jaden Reed's Liz Frank injury, that was kind of a freak thing. Obviously, the collarbone was a freak thing. Christian Watson the shoulder injury, that's just coming down on it wrong.
Wrong and
freak
hard
thing
on it. Like,
yeah, and hard.
Same thing with how Jaden Reed broke his collarbone. But looking at the room, those are your top three: Watson, Reed, and Golden. I think those three gel pretty well on a field. Like, you can scheme out how they're supposed to play pretty easily. The depth behind them is a little more questionable to me. Like, Savion Williams is there, Bo Melton, Isaiah Nayor, Sky Moore, who they signed from San Francisco, and J. Michael Sturdivant, Brendan Rice. Like, these are other guys too who I think could maybe compete for the 6th wide receiver spot, which we know more than likely would go to Sky Moore. But
I'd say it's going to go to Bo Melton. I think they could keep 7 wide receivers legitimately here.
Yeah,
I think Brendan Rice and Will Shepherd are very much practice squad candidates. Maybe even Isaiah Nayor. It just depends on where they go. But you have a couple big-bodied wide receivers already in Savion Williams and Christian Watson.
And then everyone
Isaiah
else
Nayor is
6'4". Oh yeah, true. Like, I think of any of the UDFA guys or like practice squad-ish guys that they keep, it would be Nayor on the 53. He has the most speed. He's the tallest. Interesting tape coming out of Nebraska 2 years ago or a year ago. So,
and Sturdivant, man, it's hard not to like Sturdivant.
Really fun.
He's and I said this too in a few episodes ago. He's a higher upside MVS.
Yes.
And MVS has a couple Super Bowl rings, and he's carved himself out quite a good career.
Did he actually? Oh, I forget if he did. Yeah.
Yeah, he won with Kansas City. I know he has at least one. I feel like he has 2, but I could be wrong. Yeah, he has 2. He has 2 Super Bowls.
That's crazy.
Both with Kansas City.
But like, all in all, we feel good about the usage or like the wide receiver room as a whole. You're never going to get rid of Bo Melton. He's always going to get some snaps. Like, he scores touchdowns. You can't really complain about that either. So
went off in that playoff game against Dallas a couple years ago.
He also had like a couple good catches in the Chicago games this year. So
he shows up. Like, for a little guy because I think he's only like 5'10",
like 5'10", 5'11".
Yeah, 5'11", 5'10", 5'11", 190 pounds. Like, he's a solid guy. Like, he's solid. He's a solid turn and burn. He has that second, third gear. That's why why they keep him around too on special teams. And I know a lot of people like to write off Bo Melton, but Bo Melton is the kind of player that good football teams keep because he's a good team player. He does a lot, and he does the dirty work on special teams, and you need guys like that. Now, if a guy
I know someone
like
who had a monster grade on Melton coming out of the draft.
Really?
Yeah. Brett Coleman had him as like a fringe first-round player.
That's crazy. Brett Coleman had him as a fringe for. I did not know that. That's wild. Well, I think he falls to the 7th. That's funny. Yeah, I know when we did our roster predictions, I think I kept 7 wide receivers.
Yeah,
and I'm still kind of at that point where I'd be hard pressed to not keep Sturdivant just because of it sounds like he's playing really, really well so far. And I mean, you have like you said, you have your main 3. Sky Moore is brought in for kick returns, punt returns. He'll probably get some work in the slot because you can bump Jaden Reed outside as well on some plays. But predominantly, it's going to be those 3 with like Savion doing some stuff, Sky doing some stuff, Bo Melton doing some stuff. And if they keep 7 wide receivers, which I think they would, it would not shock me if Sturdivant ended up
as number 7 with a battle with Nayor. This is where the preseason comes in, dude.
Yeah, true. Okay. Like, I'm going to say something bold here, okay?
Okay.
I think that Sturdivant is going to have a better career than Savion Williams.
Ooh. Well, you know Savion's going to get some like gadget plays this year. So
I know. But I think in terms of like pure wide receiver talent, I think Sturdivant is a better pure wide receiver than Savion is. Yeah. And I legitimately could see long-term Sturdivant ended up being like wide receiver 4 and jumping the gun there, jumping the depth chart.
That's a bold prediction. That's someone you definitely think is going under the radar this year so far.
Yes, yeah, very much. Yeah, that's I mean, overall though, like I am comfortable with the wide receiver room. I think we're both fairly comfortable with the wide receiver room.
Quick 30-second QB discussion.
Oh yeah, that's a good question.
We're good with it.
I mean, yeah. Tyrod Taylor.
Love is number one. We know this. Top like 10 quarterback in the league. I'd ration to say top 8 to maybe 5.
Yes.
Taylor, solid backup. You can do a lot worse than Taylor. I would think
he'll win you football games if you need.
I think you would. Ideally your backup quarterback goes 2-2. If he has to play 4 games, you can get to that with Tyrod. You can maybe even get to 3-1. And I would go with Kyron over McCord on the practice squad. Not sure what you would do, but
I would go with Kyron. I just also want to say I just want to say drone strikes.
Oh, okay.
Like that. But I do think Kyron is a better prospect. He has an athletic with a big arm, kind of in that Malik Willis-esque frame.
Yeah,
I don't know. I know there are a couple Packers. He's a little shorter.
5'11",
yeah,
so.
I know. No, he's not. He's 6'2".
I thought Kyron Jones was way shorter than that. Oh, yeah, he's 6
according to what I'm reading here.
He's 6'2".
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
6'2". Yeah, so that's
5'11". Oh my god.
Malik Willis was 6 foot, 6'1".
Wow, McCord's 6'3", not him. Okay.
Yeah. I do like Kyron Jones more overall. I think there's a lot more potential out there, but I know that a lot of Packers I think it's like maybe Justice Mosqueda. I think he likes Kyle McCord a lot, and I'm just not that high on him. It's either Justice or Ross Uglum. I can't remember which one. It might be Ross. That sounds like a Ross take, actually, is Kyle McCord. This sounds like a guy. Tight end. Well, let's talk about tight end room, because this is very interesting. Tucker Kraft expects to be back week 1. Josh Wiley is the number 2. Luke Musgrave is a huge question mark. There's obviously Drake Dabney, Messiah Swinson, and then there's RJ Maryland and Luke Lachey. I had to Lachey?
Yeah,
is it Lachey? I've heard it
Lachey.
pronounced Lachey. Luke Lachey.
I'm pretty sure it's
Getting
pronounced
in my
the same
one
way as
mix-up.
Nick Lachey, so
I'll defer to your judgment here.
Yeah.
So Luke Lachey, he was a draft pick by Houston was it a year ago? In 25, I think he was drafted. Later round. Or maybe he was a free agent. I can't remember. No, I think he was drafted in like the 7th round. He spent time on the practice squad for Houston. That's what it was. I liked Luke Lachey coming out of Iowa, and his mindset was he said, no block, no rock, which that's the perfect Packers mentality. That's why they tried to claim him once, but he failed his physical, and then when he was ready to pass his physical, they re-signed him.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know how you feel about this. I don't think necessarily Luke Musgrave is on the roster in the future. I don't think Drake Dabney and Messiah Swinson are really in contention for that tight end 3 or tight end 4 position. I think they're more practice squad looks primarily. But I think RJ Maryland and Luke Lachey are going to get a good look at that potential tight end 3, tight end 4 spot.
I don't see Lachey beating up Musgrave. Like, oh, man.
He just can't block.
I know Musgrave can't block, but he's still the more expensive player.
I know. I'm not saying they're going to cut Luke Musgrave, but people tried to trade for him. There was at least 3 teams that tried to trade for him last year.
Yeah, and then Kraft went down, so that didn't happen.
And then, yeah, exactly. And it was, from my understanding of it, had Tucker Kraft not gone down, Luke Musgrave would have been gone. So it would not shock me if you get to the point of where you're at roster cut downs. It's the end of preseason. You keep Luke Musgrave on the roster, but he's gone. He gets traded like the next day after teams get to their 53, because I think the Packers, maybe they'll see somebody like, I think RJ Maryland. I think you're safe with getting RJ Maryland on the practice squad. Like I genuinely do that. Luke Lachey, I'm a little less inclined to believe. I like the way he blocks. I like the way he can be a part of the pass game. I think he's underrated. It's just Houston had a
really deep tight end room, yeah.
Really deep tight end room. So he was the odd man out. I had a higher grade on Luke Lachey when he was coming out of the draft. I think I had him like around as like a 4th round grade.
I think I had him as 5th
sure
or 6th. I can't remember how deep on tight ends I got in 2023 or 2025. Was he last
drafted?
Yeah, he was last.
He was drafted in 2025.
Yeah, I don't know how deep I got on tight ends that year.
I mean, Iowa tight ends, man. I think they're going to be good regardless. So that's why, like, I had a higher grade on him. And I think Lachey has a legitimate shot at being that tight end 4 at the very least, and he could move up to that tight end 3 depending on what they do with Luke Musgrave. But at the very least, I think Luke Lachey will be your tight end 4 if they keep 4 tight ends, which I think
for sure. I don't think they keep 4. If they keep 7 receivers, they don't keep 4 tight ends.
True, that's fair. That is fair.
It's probably going to be. It's going to be Kraft, Wiley, and Musgrave. Maybe you think you can stash Wiley on the practice squad and you would take Lachey over him, but then you're leaving Musgrave as your only like wide tight end, or not wide tight end, but like receiving tight end. So that would.
I mean, how often does Matt LaFleur use the inline tight end though, or the wide receiver your receiving tight end? Like like towards the end of last year, yeah, exactly. Josh Wiley got more snaps than Luke Musgrave, and that was even before Tucker Kraft went down.
Yeah,
and then
just because Musgrave. Okay, so I see your point with them trading Musgrave.
I don't necessarily think them trading Luke Musgraves limits their offensive capability.
No, it does not.
Why would I give? Why am I going to give wide receiver snaps, wide receiver touches to a tight end? At this point, when you have Jaden Reed, you have Matthew Golden, you have Christian Watson.
This is such a shame he can't block.
No, yeah, or stay on his feet.
It's more or less the blocking. The blocking is the bigger issue.
Yeah. And it's a little of both, but I mean, I'd put the blocking more because like when he's out there, he is a blocking liability. It's on par with, it's a little bit better than Jimmy Graham, but
I thought Jimmy was getting. I don't remember Jimmy Graham playing football like at all. I thought he was a pretty good all-around tight end.
Jimmy Graham was just a great wide receiving tight end.
Oh, okay.
He was not a blocker.
Not a blocker.
Jimmy Graham was not a blocker. Luke Musgrave puts in more effort, but still, I don't like it. I don't think it fits. I think too, it makes your offense more one-dimensional because you're like, okay, Luke Musgrave's out there. Well, what are they going to do? If he blocks, I'm just going to get through him. And 9 times out of 10, he's not blocking. He's running a wide receiver route. So I would trust Christian Watson to beat a linebacker and a cornerback over and stay on his feet than I would Luke Musgrave.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
So that's kind of where I'm just like, okay, Luke Musgrave, that's fine. I'm good with. If you want to keep him at the 53, I would look to trade him though, like realistically speaking. And I think somebody like maybe Denver, I think Jacksonville too was interested. There's one other team I can't remember off the top of my head that was interested in Luke Musgrave. So I'm kind of thinking that if there's a guy that they really like that ends up getting cut.
Wasn't it Kansas City?
It might have been.
It wasn't.
I could see
Jacksonville
that.
and KC.
It might have been.
So
I do know that Denver did call though too as well, and there was almost a deal in place.
And then Tucker blew his knee out and all went to shit.
Yes.
And
yeah.
Kind of moving on to tackles here.
This is where I think offensive line in general.
Well, yeah, but let's kind of break it up because tackle, I feel, as a room specifically, tackle is much more dependent on one player's health.
Yeah.
Like if Zach Tom gets hurt, if Zach Tom stays healthy all year, I'm fine because I like Jordan Morgan. Yeah. I don't like Jordan Morgan on his own. So if Jordan Morgan's playing against like the Aiden Hutchinson of the world every week, then it gets a little scary. But
I think I will like Jordan Morgan more on his own this year because he's going to be playing left tackle full time.
Yes, and the preseason's pretty key in that development.
And he played. I mean, he was the highest graded tackle in preseason last year at left tackle.
Yeah, he was. Except even through that Jets game, which kind of was rough for him, but he did okay.
He did, and he showed up against the starters for the Colts.
Yeah, no, he was good that game too against Leatu Latu and JT Tuimoloau and all those players. Guard,
yeah.
Like we think Kennard makes the team. Travis Glover's future is uncertain. They seem to like Brant Banks, so I don't know who they would keep over, like which one of the two they would keep, whether it be Banks or Glover.
And I mean, I think Jager Burton should start. Jager Burton did it again. I think Jager Burton should start at center. That's just my opinion. I would much rather have Sean Ryan at guard than I would at center. Like,
yeah. I mean, I don't know. Ryan is the starting center as of right now. We'd like Burton to take that place. Would you then want
I legitimately would be fine with a lineup of Zach Tom, Sean Ryan, Jager Burton, Aaron Banks, Jordan Morgan.
Okay. So here's
And then Anthony Belton
is the swing
Anthony
tackle?
Belton did make the switch from left tackle to right guard. And that's not always easy for some players.
No,
Like,
and
it's
you're
just
giving him the
not.
full offseason.
I like Anthony
hopefully at
Belton.
one
I think he's
spot.
better at guard. I would have much rather him go to left guard, but is what it is. There was a hole at right guard that needed to get filled, so that's what they chose to do. I genuinely think that you could have a really good left tackle, left guard with Morgan and Belton, but they're paying Aaron Banks a ton of money to be the left guard. So I get it. 100% get it.
He's another
just
guy
needs
who
to
you hope
stay
stays
healthy, which has been a big ask for a chunk of his career, it seems like.
I don't know why we gave him that contract.
John Williams, we don't know much about. I don't think Jacob Monk makes the roster. You have because he can't play guard. He's a pure center only.
They tried to play him at guard throughout the preseason, and that
Donovan Jennings
game a bit
was bad.
was like, oof.
When he came in, and Travis Glover, like you said, I think Travis Glover is better at guard than he is at tackle, and Darian Kinnard's just a good swing tackle
and
like solid backup.
You're throwing three.
You bring in an extra lineman. I like Darian Kinnard there. I know we had talked about Wade and Geske. I mean, you think Wade could make the roster?
I think Wade or Geske could for sure, just to try and like interior depth. Finish this off with the running back for the offense. And
I mean, Marshawn Lloyd. If Marshawn Lloyd stays healthy, I have no issues. I like Damian Martinez as a backup. I probably like Damian Martinez more than most people because I think he's very much in that Emmanuel Wilson vibe. And it's kind of funny that Emmanuel Wilson.
He'll be the practice squatter, though, right?
Probably, yeah. If Marshawn Lloyd stays healthy, like that's kind of the big thing. Obviously, Josh Jacobs. Everybody knows the situation. As of recording this, nothing new has come out. It's been a month. He's at practice. Mum's the word, so I guess that we are okay with it.
Yeah, for sure.
Or should I say the Packers are. I mean,
Packers are. Yeah, he's sat out a couple days for like preventative measures, so nothing wrong with that. But
I mean, Chris Brooks is a good blocker.
He's the third down back, and it will stay that way.
100%. I'm glad Chris Brooks is back. And then obviously Marshawn Lloyd, if he can stay healthy, that's going to be a really good running back room because he brings some speed. He brings that change of pace, which we were missing last year.
Yeah, that's definitely the key. Like when you look at the limited amount of snaps he's had, they're electric. That Colts game, last year, one of them.
Yes, yeah. I mean, he flashed some speed, some second gear. Did some stuff in the receiving game too as well.
Or not last year, the year before that. Sorry,
it's been that long.
I should have specified the game that they played after just training for Malik Willis.
Oh yeah,
like 2 weeks before.
Right. Yeah. True. Yes. Yeah. One of his only.
So,
yeah, I mean, I'm comfortable with the running back room. I don't think anybody needs to get added there.
I don't think Nixon makes the team, or Jaden Nixon makes the team.
No, probably doesn't at all. I mean, your practice squad running backs are probably Pierre Strong and Damian Martinez, and then they keep obviously Josh Jacobs, Chris Brooks, and Marshawn Lloyd. That just makes sense to me. Let's flip the side of the ball. Defense here.
Self-admittedly, I like defense more than offense, so this is kind of where I'm getting a little more in depth.
I mean, obviously, we switched.
More of a defensive guy.
We went from a 4-3 to a 3-4 again, right?
We don't know what we're playing.
True.
But probably 3-4.
But probably a 3-4. Most likely a 3-4.
That's what Gannon has done in the past. He could just like straight up lie to us and say he's playing a 4-3. But the way they've drafted and signed people leads me to believe 3-4. So
yeah, and like they just didn't sign a veteran nose tackle, but they have Nazir Stackhouse. They have
Jonathan Ford, McClellan.
McClellan played some nose tackle. I didn't like him at nose tackle, but he did play nose tackle.
They're playing Warren at the nose too,
which I'm fine with because he did some of that at Georgia.
Yeah, but he wasn't like.
I thought he was fine. I thought he was
of
good.
The nose tackles they've had.
Yeah, he doesn't really fit the. I'm just gonna sit here and camp and eat space. But I mean, I like the defensive tackle room. I think that if one guy could be the odd man out, it's going to be Carl Brooks potentially.
Yeah, but of the people who you trust to rush the passer, especially when there's going to be 3 down linemen on the field, do you trust like Carl Brooks is in that group for me?
True.
So
and he was better in a 3-4 defense than he was a 4-3. Like last year, I didn't. He was not good last year, but the year I think it was because he was drafted with Joe Barry.
His rookie year.
Yeah, his rookie year
was the last year of Barry.
Yeah, So his rookie year, it was pretty
It
impressed.
was pretty promising.
And then Jeff Hafley's system.
Sorry, you go.
I was gonna say under Jeff Hafley, it just didn't. It didn't look well. I didn't like the way he played, and I thought that kind of led him to be a cut candidate potentially this year. Just kind of given like the fact that he has hit some of his escalators and his cap hit goes up to like $5 million. It's like, is he worth that? And I didn't think so.
Yeah, I mean, no Colby Wooden. Finally.
Yeah. Yes.
But I think Hargrave as like the situational pass rusher would be great.
Yeah.
Wyatt's going to come back from his injury. Mm-hmm. You're expecting him to take another leap back in a more attacking front where he can not like get double teamed a ton.
And I do like Chris McClellan.
As a pass rusher, yeah. Like I watched his tape a little more, looked a little more into it, and I was like, ooh, okay, I like this. Shout out Tyler Brook for having another good breakdown of it too. So can't forget about Warren Brinson. Nazir Stackhouse will also be there. I don't think Riley will be on the team. I think he'll start as a PUP guy.
Yes. Yeah, because he's been with the rehab group.
LTIR or like the LTIR. That's a hockey thing. Sorry. Like the season-ending IR. The same thing they did to Glover last year.
Oh, true. I forgot about that. Yeah, because of his Achilles.
Then they get a roster spot.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's valid. Yeah, I mean, I'm comfortable with the defensive tackle room overall. I think this is kind of a more of a wait and see. And if like Nazir Stackhouse, Jonathan Ford, Warren Brinson, or Chris McClellan really aren't up to par with the nose tackle, I'm sure you could pull somebody from the street who's a large body that can just sit there a little bit better veteran wise. It wouldn't shock me if that does end up happening, but I think they're going to run with who they got. And I think them not going after a true nose tackle in free agency, it's just kind of indicative. They're saying, hey, like we like the guys we have, and they just need to be disciplined and very much be on par with gap control, which is kind of like that's going to be more of a linebacker thing. And I don't want to get into linebackers right away here. I want to talk about the defensive end room first.
Edge rushers?
Yeah, edge rushers. I think you and I are higher on the edge rusher room than most. I still want to trade for Josh Sweat. I know you weren't too okay with that originally. Where are you at with that now?
Still not like super leaning towards it because it's a 1-year rental basically.
I'm not sure it would be a 1-year rental necessarily, just because there's no guaranteed money left on his contract, and I think like part of trading for him, he's going to want some security, which I wouldn't blame him.
All right, current free agents. Stephon Diggs is in here twice. That's really funny. Edge rusher. Hold on. I think if we're trading for Leonard Floyd, or not Leonard Floyd, sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. If we're trading for Josh Sweat, I would rather go after someone like a Leonard Floyd or Hassan Reddick on a 1-year deal.
I'd even take Jadeveon Clowney too.
Yes.
Like, I mean, it would be cheaper and you're not giving up picks, but
you're not giving up picks too.
This is more of a system fit kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm, for sure. But like, that's what I would rather do.
I can respect it.
Just to see if they have anything like left in the tank. But because when you look at our edge room, Micah starts on PUP, won't be back for 8 weeks. LVN is going to take a bit of who we hope is going to take a jump. That's what all the like buzz out of preseason or not training camp, OTAs has been so far.
Yep. Mike has been talking him up.
DDS was just drafted in the 4th round.
Ooh.
Liked him in college.
Yeah. A lot of people had like a borderline 1st round grade on him.
1st, 2nd round grade on him.
Yeah. I know for sure. 2nd round grade.
We really like what Brenton Cox can do.
When healthy, especially.
And they just drafted Barron, Sorrell, and Colin Oliver last year.
And I like Barron Sorrell. I wouldn't mind seeing Colin Oliver go back to linebacker.
I mean, this is a discussion we could have in a minute, but like where do you see that? Like, where do you see Josh Sweat fitting in? Because there are people who can get pressure on the roster right now.
Yeah, true.
So,
I mean, yeah, and it's just a matter of when Micah comes back, it's like, okay, who's the odd man out? And it's probably not going to be a draft pick, unfortunately. So that would leave
just because of like team control.
Yeah.
It would if anyone's the odd man out right now and they trade for Josh Sweat, it would be Brenton Cox.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like we haven't even mentioned Mosby, who is just their special team ace,
and they really like him.
Do a couple things. They do like him too.
It's tough. I mean, this is one of those things where it's nice to have tough decisions, and like I think from the outside looking in, as like these NFL pundits are like, okay, they need somebody here. But if you're actually on the inside of this, I know that Packers fans have rightly criticized the development of Lucas Van Ness. I think that's fair. He needs to
Just think how often he was changing scheme.
True. That is also true, which is completely fair.
As a draft pick, he was a hand in the dirt edge rusher who had like, I don't know, less than 20 games of experience under his belt. Then you draft him, you make him stand up
under Joe Barry
as an outside linebacker. Then Jeff Hafley comes along, goes, no, your hands are going back in the dirt. Have fun with that, buddy. And now he's standing up outside again.
Well, and then he got hurt too when he was starting to take off
too. Yeah. So,
yeah. I mean, hopefully now it's time to go. It's time to go for Lucas Van Ness. I know that they picked up his 5th-year option too, which makes complete sense. Kind of.
They'll extend him for sure.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see because I know Micah's probably gonna be out. The estimation is until week 8.
That's what his brother's saying, and that's what I hope for the longevity of his career.
Mm-hmm. I mean, when you're paying somebody like Micah Parsons that much money, I want him to be able to play as long as humanly possible for the Green Bay Packers, especially because he's such a good player.
Yeah. For sure.
So I'm fine with it. I'm comfortable with the edge room. Again, if they trade for Josh Sweat, I would like it. I think it'd be a good move. I think it would add more of a veteran presence who's familiar with the scheme and somebody long term. I think that he would stay in Green Bay for at least. I think they would extend him just for 3 years. To kind of give him some more guarantees. I mean, they extended both Wyatt. They haven't extended Wyatt yet, but they've extended kind of most of the main guys. They're just kind of waiting on a Tucker Kraft extension right now, and potentially a Devontae Wyatt extension.
I don't think Wyatt gets extended. I think they'll just take another tackle next year at the draft.
Yeah, that's what I'd be inclined to believe too as well. So that's the edge room. That's the tackle room. I mean, linebacker
moving to the second level.
Yeah,
Dude, I'm on fire with these transitions tonight.
I like the linebacker room.
Yes, I have one concern though. What linebacker do you take off the field in nickel? You lose me again?
No, I'm thinking.
Okay.
Zaire Franklin's going to be wearing the green dot.
Yes, unfortunately. But probably a good thing for Cooper though.
Oh, I'm fine with Zaire Franklin wearing the green dot. I think that's good.
Yeah, me too. I think it's I'm fine with that. But it's just in nickel, you're either pulling a defensive tackle off the field or edge Cooper. Or you pull an edge rusher off, and then you have Cooper play the edge.
Well, I could see. I think Cooper's going to stay on the field. I think they're either pulling
we'll have to find a way to do that.
I think they're either pulling a defensive tackle or they're pulling a defensive end. One of the two. I don't think they're going to be inclined to pull Cooper on the field because Cooper. I think everybody in the league knows how good Edgerrin Cooper is. So you don't pull a guy who's a borderline all pro. Yeah, off the field ever. No, you just don't do that. And they did line him up, like you said. They did some. They did line him up at edge a little bit there, which I think is what you could see Colin Oliver do too.
You think he makes it through camp? Or not? That's not what I was gonna say. I was gonna say, you think McDuffie makes it through camp?
Ooh, that's tough.
Edge, of course, will make it through camp, but
yeah, I don't know. I don't know between Tyron Hopper and Isaiah McDuffie. I don't know what's going to happen there. When Tyron Hopper,
Tyron's fine. He's got 2 or more years of team control.
Yeah, but it's been hard for him to see the field. It's been hard for him to see the field. And Nick Niemann Nick Niemann got snaps over him.
No, he got in over Niemann. That was just when you had to have all 5 linebackers on the field.
Oh, okay. So maybe I liked what I saw in Hopper when he was out there. I thought it was good,
but for sure. The issue was he was playing behind Quay, Cooper, and Jeff Hafley's
obsession
poster boy in McDuffie.
Yeah. So. I mean, I would much rather keep Welch and Niemann over McDuffie. Over McDuffie. Yeah. Because Nick Niemann is a good special teamer, and Christian Welch has a higher floor at linebacker than Nick Niemann as well.
Are they the same age as... Wait, Welch is 28. How old is McDuffie? McDuffie's 26. Okay.
I don't think I think it's going to be tough for McDuffie.
I think they sign someone. Or they sign someone who got cut.
That's possible too. Yeah.
For the 5th linebacker. And they roll with Cooper, Hopper, Franklin, and Niemann, and then they'll cut both Welch and McDuffie, and then they'll sign a guy.
I think
TJ Quinn, I don't even really want to bother talking about because I don't think he does any of the linebackery stuff particularly well.
No,
but
there's no point. Yeah, unfortunately, it's just one of those things.
Let's go to safeties and then end with corners.
Yeah, I mean,
safety / nickels, because we can loop or lump Baldwin and Bullard in here too.
Yeah. I mean, and Bullard, awesome nickel. All the haters can cope. I don't know how I feel about the number change. I'm just glad I didn't buy his jersey.
I like 7 on him.
I'm okay with it.
It works. He tried to swap to 7 at Georgia.
Oh, did he? I didn't know that. That I did not know.
After Quay left.
Huh. Okay.
And they were like, no, someone's already got the number. You're fine with 22. And he was like, okay.
How many games in before Cisse starts?
Hopefully 0.
Right away.
No, that's too ambitious. How long did it take Eric to get meaningful snaps?
4 games? 5 games?
Probably the same, unless like Valentine or Nixon just show that they're like borderline unplayable to Jonathan Gannon.
So 4 games? 5 games?
So, yeah.
4 games? 5 games? Yeah, I mean,
I would actually start him on. Well, let me pull up their schedule again.
If Cisse shows up in preseason, I don't think there's any reason why he shouldn't start opposite Keyshawn Nixon, at least because I know they'll start Keyshawn Nixon over Carrington Valentine. I mean, they were basically starting ghosts over Carrington Valentine at one point.
I think they give him. Like, I would play him the entirety. I would start him week 2 against the Jets. Just be like, hey, go out there, play your game, see how it goes. And then that would kind of determine what would happen. I would need to know whether or not he can start by week 4.
Yeah.
Because then you get into Tampa, Chicago, Dallas.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, you're going to need good corners there. Because
you're going to need good corners for that stretch.
Good corners didn't. Bad corners lost us.
Lost us games for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, week 1, you're opening up against Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, and Jawan Jennings. You could just say, hey, trial by fire. Have fun. Cisse is not the kind of guy that would turn that down.
No.
So
it sounds like he's been really grinding out my biggest issue with Cisse was I didn't think he was ready schematically. Like that was my thing. And that's why I wanted the Bears. He got drafted by the Bears. Malik Muhammad. That's why I wanted Malik Muhammad over him. That's why I had a higher grade on Malik Muhammad. What was my? It sounds like
I'm pulling up my draft board right now.
It does sound like Cisse has been really doing well schematically and has been kind of grinding it out, which is one of my issues. That was one of my issues of him coming out of college. Was he relied too much on his athleticism and not enough on trusting his instincts and understanding the scheme because he thought he could just.
I had Cisse as corner 4.
Okay.
Muhammad was 6. Muhammad was 7th for me.
Yeah, I'm still a big Malik Muhammad guy. I'm sad he's a Bear, unfortunately.
I was incredibly high on Dalen Everett and Keith Abney. Holy crap!
And I mean, the Packers do like Kamal Hayden too. So there is.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
Haddon's very under the radar.
Yeah.
Anyway. We kind of got distracted by going top to bottom corner room. Nixon, Valentine, Cisse, St. Just, Haddon, Damani Jackson, Simpson and Bartholomew, I think get cut. Devonshire too. Marlon Jones could be a sneaky option.
Simpson will go to the safety. Simpson's 6. In the safety room. Simpson will be Simpson will be Simpson will be the safety. Yeah, because right now it's the free safety with he'll back up like Evan Williams because like Mark Perry
I think
he'll back up Jalen Simpson will back up Xavier McKinney and Kit Nolandapo will back up Evan Williams and that I think is your
safety. So you think
room.
they keep 6 corners and 6 safeties?
No, 4 safeties.
And then 2 nickels? I think Baldwin's on this team somehow.
You think so? I don't because Kitten can play big.
Who else are they throwing in the slot?
Kitten can play that. He played that in college, and I've liked him when he's been in there.
Okay.
Like maybe they keep Baldwin. Maybe they keep Baldwin over Jalen Simpson, but for the sounds of it, I've heard they really like Jalen Simpson at safety, and I think you can slide him in the nickel if you want to. He's a little bit lighter because I think he's only like 180. But I think he's backing up Xavier McKinney as your safety 4. That to me is what would make the most sense, unless they really like Mark Perry.
I don't know if they really like Mark Perry. I don't know much about Mark Perry, to be honest with you. Here's the thing. Your safeties are McKinney, Williams, Oladapo for sure. Bullard as the nickel, who will get counted as a safety for the purpose of this exercise. And then that leaves you with 1 spot, which you think goes to Simpson?
Potentially because you don't have a backup. You don't have a backup for Xavier McKinney.
Okay.
Because Kitten's not going to play the Xavier McKinney spot ever.
No, he can't.
He can't. No, he can't. And
all right, then I can see that point of argument.
Yeah, that's just why I think you want to have a backup for Xavier McKinney. I'm not trying to jinx it at all whatsoever. Obviously, knock on wood.
Well, now you've done it.
I know.
Hurt himself grievously in like week 2, and we're like, oh, against the Jets, why?
It'd be my fault. MetLife demands souls. Yeah, so
I could see that as a solid safety room.
That's why. And if I look at the cornerback room, okay,
they're only keeping 6, and you can tell who exactly those 6 are.
Nixon, Valentine, St. Juste, Cisse, Hayden,
Haddon, and Jackson.
Yeah.
The people forget Haddon was starting.
He was.
Come the end of that year.
Okay.
End of his year. Before snapping his ankle. Okay, he wasn't starting, but he was playing the majority of snaps over Valentine.
You said that you could see Jonathan Baldwin being on this roster.
Yeah.
Carrington Valentine could be the reason why Jonathan Baldwin's on this roster.
Oh, because they just trade Carrington?
They either trade him or cut him. Because, I mean, let's look at this realistically, okay?
Can't tackle. Okay in coverage. My dream scenario here is involving Nixon not on the field, because I think Valentine's a better cover corner than Nixon.
I would agree with that.
Cisse, take the left side of the field, all yours. You're never coming off. St. Juste plays on early downs, and then on 3rd and long, you throw Valentine in there, and you're like, cover that guy. Don't let him catch it.
Yeah. Well, at that point, though, here's my thing. I would rather put in Haddon over Valentine then, because I know Haddon can cover and he can tackle.
True. But then you're not letting the corners really get into a flow of the game when you're platooning them like that. So I see both sides of the argument.
Yeah, I agree. So it kind of seems like Carrington Valentine's really the odd man out.
Yeah, expiring contract. Nixon could just straight up hold out, by the way.
Which if he does, please do. I honestly, do it. You're not going to get extended. And I think St. Juste and Cisse would take his spot easily. I think the best cornerback setup.
We saw Elton Jenkins come back with his tail between his legs from holding out.
Yes, 100%.
And Elton's twice the player that Keyshawn is.
Exactly. I think your ideal cornerback room to start going into the year would be St. Juste, who has a very good coverage grade in zone, played very well, which you predominantly play anyways. You drafted Cisse. I know he was a 2nd round pick. A lot of people had him as a 1st round pick. We didn't have one. Blah blah blah. I think you need to learn. I think trial by fire at this point. Get him out there. Do what you need to do. Javon Bullard in the nickel. Haddon as your backup. You have Jonathan Baldwin. And I'm sure somebody's going to get cut. Realistically speaking, there's going to be some surprise cut at corner. And I wouldn't be shocked if the Packers ended up adding a piece. But if they don't, at the very least, I don't think... I think it's going to be very hard for Carrington Valentine to make this roster because, let's look at this hierarchy-wise. They're keeping Cisse. They're keeping St. Juste. That's just guaranteed. They're keeping Dominique Jackson, who had a down year, has athletic potential. So that's 4 corners right there they're keeping. Javon Bullard in that room is staying. That's 5. They're probably going to keep Keyshawn Nixon if he doesn't hold out.
He has played well occasionally when you look at the metrics. When you look at yards per coverage snap allowed, he's pretty good on that. So
he just gets targeted so much because people know he's a liability.
You need to cut down on the penalties, dude.
Well, and he gave up so many big plays.
It's the penalties, and it's the lack of effort at times. That's what I don't like.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
We won the first Bears game because of him.
Well, that was my opinion on interceptions are this. You can't rely on them. They're fluky. You can't rely on them.
Can't rely. Unstable metric.
It is.
Can't rely on them.
So I get it. He got the interception, but part of the reason why they got down that far was because of him too. That's the thing.
Yes. So
and I don't just want to.
He definitely sells out for interceptions sometimes, which doesn't work in his favor.
No, not at all.
But
no, not at all.
He gets high PBU numbers sometimes. So
he gets targeted so much. That to me is, I don't want my corner to have a bunch of pass breakups. I want to see my corner not getting targeted. That's how I know he's good.
you don't want your corner to have high pass breakups or
high targets,
a high amount of tackles.
Yeah, or high amount of tackles. Yeah, true. Well, Carrington Valentine doesn't have to worry about that because he just has a high amount of missed tackles, unfortunately. I'm sorry, Carrington. I loved you, but it's
okay, hold on.
It's over. It's over.
Yeah, so when you look at the corners who led the NFL in pass defenses, or passes defended, sorry. Mike Jackson, corner 2 at Carolina. Riley Moss, corner 2 in Denver. Tyson Campbell, Emmanuel Forbes, DJ Turner, and then Keyshawn Nixon.
Yeah, DJ Turner's
tied with.
I was gonna say DJ Turner's underrated.
Yeah, Keyshawn Nixon was pretty much like third in that category with 17, tied with Kamari Lassiter, Quinion Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, Derek Stingley, like a bunch of like high or sorry. He was tied with Kamari, Quinion, and Kool-Aid.
Quinion had a down year, I'd say.
Yeah, the next highest Packer was 10 with Xavier McKinney.
It's a safety.
And then after McKinney, it drops off a cliff. St. Just has 7 if you were to count him last year. Yeah, so just like not good. But it tends to be your corner 2s who get the high like pass breakup numbers.
Yeah.
So
yeah, exactly. And that's what it should be realistically. Like Riley Moss was corner 2 because he's played next to Pad Surtain, which again makes sense.
Yes.
Nobody's gonna throw at Pad Surtain. This is the corner room's gonna be very much boom or bust. It's gonna be okay. We have to wait and see what happens. I obviously you and I both don't want Keyshawn Nixon on the field, and I kind of think Carrington Valentine's the odd man out here, kind of based on you really like Jonathan Baldwin, and I'm inclined to agree with you. I think that the Packers like Jonathan Baldwin too. They obviously really like Kamal Hayden before his horrific ankle injury, which he seems to be. Hopefully he'll be good. I don't really know.
No, he's running again.
Okay. Is he with the rehab group or was he actually practicing? Because that I did not catch that.
Like he tweeted himself out like running on a treadmill. So he's going to be with the rehab group just because they like play it incredibly safe.
Yeah, I don't know. There isn't really much out here yet, so that's going to be interesting to see. But I think the Packers like him. Yeah, I think that this cornerback room has improved compared to last year, especially. There's more depth. They drafted some guys. It is improved, but I think that if you want to be better, I don't think Keyshawn Nixon should be starting. Who do you think should be starting at kicker? Like that's kind of the question. Not Brandon McManus.
It's not an option. Well, like it's just Smack. There's not okay. Smack has to be biblically bad in the preseason.
Yeah.
In order for Haversick to start over him. Smack has to be biblically bad all year in order for Haversick to have a like chance at this. So
yeah, I'd agree with that. It's Trey Smack's game to lose, basically. In essence, is where you at. And obviously Daniel Whelan's goated, and so is Matt Orzek. But I would have liked them to bring in
a new long
snapper.
Me too.
But that's what it is.
And Sky Moore is your returner more than likely. If not, it's probably going to be Janie Reed or Matthew Golden. One of the two.
I don't think it's going to be Janie Reed. I don't think it's going to be Matthew Golden. I think it's either Sky Moore or
like Savion can do it.
Savion or Bo.
Yeah.
Like
Bo's a gunner or like personal protector.
He's a gunner. I don't think he did protection.
No, what's it called on the other side when you're like on the returning side of it when you're blocking the gunner?
Oh yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what that's called.
Whatever
that is, that's what Bo plays on the receiving side of special teams.
I want him to return kicks though. I think he could be good at it.
Yeah, he would be pretty good at it.
So I mean, special teams.
So
they actually invested in it.
Keyshawn Nixon to return kicks again.
Yeah, exactly.
He was an all-pro.
There we go. That fixes everything. We solved the issue. Get the guy who you paid to return kicks to actually return kicks. Man, who would have thought? What a great idea. I mean, overall, though, I like this team. I think that they have the potential. I agree with Brian Gutekunst's assessment that this is a Super Bowl worthy team. I think it's going to depend. The biggest thing it's going to depend on, I think, is going to be how well the pass rush is, because that'll affect the cornerback room. Water's wet, I know. And ultimately, I think offensively, like Jordan Love makes up a lot for what the offensive line does and doesn't do well. But if Zach Tom is healthy and this offensive line is good, this offense is going to be dangerous. It's going to be very dangerous because I don't really see too many holes on this offense on paper.
Yeah, on paper. But like, again, Green Bay has proven time and time again that they're a 7th seed wildcard team. So until they prove that they're not, that's what we're going to treat them as.
Yeah.
But on like our previous episode, we thought they were going to get like 10 wins easy. So
I'm still
who knows?
I'm still on paper. I'm saying they're going to get at least 10 wins easy.
On paper, we're like, this team is great. Now let's see him put them on the field.
Yeah. Then we need to get practices started. We need to get some preseason games, but I know it's only June and we got July.
We have like a month of nothing.
I know.
It's so hard.
No news is good news, but we'll find some other stuff to talk about here moving forward. As always, thanks for tuning in. Until next time, go Pack Go.
To Packers fans coast to coast, thanks for going beyond the frozen tundra. We appreciate you tuning in. And as always, go Pack Go!